Hey guys, welcome back. Today, we're re-diving into a deeply unsettling true story from the world of Indonesian black magic, the terrifying testimony of a woman named Sofi. It's a classic tale of desperation leading to a devastating supernatural price, where the smallest mistake can cost you everything. Sofi grew up in Cirebon City, burdened by immense financial pressure. Her life was already hard, but after her father passed away, it became unbearable. She was the sole provider for her family. No matter how hard she worked as a regular sales promotion girl, it was never enough. Her mother, drowning in debt from who knows where, didn't offer comfort or support. Instead, she responded with constant criticism and relentless demands for more money. Sofi felt worthless, completely invisible, and was constantly pushed to find huge sums of cash by any means necessary. The pressure was building, and she was starting to break. Eventually, she gave in to temptation. It started with an old friend, Nana, who had moved to Batam and was suddenly flashing a suspiciously lavish lifestyle on social media. Nana convinced Sofi to follow her, promising a way out of her financial misery. At first, Sofi resisted. She knew what kind of work Nana was probably doing in the nightlife industry, and it wasn't for her. But the calls from home, the constant demands, and the feeling of failure broke her spirit. She packed her bags and took a job as an LC, a lady companion, in the same high-end karaoke venue as Nana. Her start was absolutely miserable. Sofi was naturally quiet, shy, and introverted. She couldn't compete with the other girls who were bubbly, outgoing, and knew how to charm the customers. Night after night, her pockets stayed empty while Nana and the others were swimming in cash, counting stacks of tips. Defeated and feeling the intense pressure to send money home, Sofi hit rock bottom. That's when another co-worker, Leah, noticed her struggle. Leah saw the desperation in Sofi's eyes and pulled her aside. She suggested a dark shortcut, a way to attract luck and customers that didn't rely on natural charisma. Leah offered to take her to a renowned Orang Pintar, a shaman in East Java who specialized in these matters. Desperate and out of options, Sofi agreed. The journey was like something out of a horror film. They traveled deep into the Javanese jungle, finally arriving at the remote, isolated hut of an old woman known simply as Ember. Ember listened to Sofi's story and offered her the Jalak Tunda charm. This wasn't just any charm. It was a highly coveted and extremely potent form of Susuk magical talismans inserted into the body. This particular Susuk was so powerful because it was said to contain the spirit of a deceased professional Sinden, a traditional dancer and singer who had been a master of enchanting her audience. The price was steep, 9 million rupiahs. Sofi didn't have it, but Leah, acting as a twisted sort of mentor, fronted her the cash. Sofi then underwent a terrifying ritual. The process itself was harrowing. In the dead of night, Sofi was bathed in water filled with 7 types of flower petals, a common cleansing ritual. Then she was wrapped in the Sinden's old burial cloth. As MBA chanted her incantations, Sofi's eyes were open, and she swears she saw it the beautiful yet terrifying ghostly figure of the Sinden, staring at her with fierce, possessive eyes. It was a warning. Imbar then took tiny needle-like slivers of gold, the Susuk, and embedded them into 3 specific points on Sofi's body: her forehead for charm, her lips for seductive speech, and her lower body for physical allure. With this newfound power came a strict set of rules, taboos that could never be broken. She could never walk under a clothesline, never eat durian, never get married or even engaged, and most importantly, the one that would seal her fate. She could never ever eat pisang emas, a specific type of small, sweet yellow banana. Back in Batam, the change was instant and absolutely dramatic. It was like a switch had been flipped. Sofi's entire aura changed. Men who had previously ignored her were now falling over themselves to get her attention. She became the club's absolute superstar. Money poured in like a flood. In a shockingly short amount of time, she paid off her mother's entire debilitating debt. She soon attracted a primary benefactor, a very wealthy and loyal man named Joni. Joni wasn't just a good customer, he was completely obsessed with Susuk. He showered her with gifts, luxury items, and wads of cash. For the first time, Sofi was living the high life she had been forced to seek. She had it all. But in that world, extreme success breeds bitter jealousy, and the first person to turn on her was her old friend Nana. Nana, who had brought her to Batam, now watched from the sidelines as Sofi effortlessly eclipsed her. She grew suspicious of Sofi's rapid, almost unnatural magnetism. Her suspicions were confirmed when Joni, in a moment of drunken honesty, admitted to Nana that his obsession with Sofi felt strange, almost crazy, like he couldn't control himself around her. Seeing her chance for revenge, Nana decided to act. Whether she figured it out through rumors or was directly instructed by her own spiritual advisor, Nana told Joni that Sofi was likely using black magic to control him. Joni, now deeply suspicious and probably humiliated, decided to set a trap. He arrived at Sofi's apartment one afternoon, acting completely normal. He brought a small gift, a fresh, delicious-looking slice of homemade balu, a type of banana cake. Sofi, completely unsuspecting and trusting the man who had given her so much, thanked him and ate it immediately. But hidden within that seemingly innocent cake was the forbidden fruit, pisang emas. The backlash was immediate and horrific. As soon as she finished the cake, she felt a crippling wave of nausea. Within minutes, she fell violently ill, her body grew weak, and a terrifying paralysis began to creep through her limbs. Soon, she was unable to move or even speak. Most shockingly, her face seemed to age rapidly. Her once youthful, beautiful skin became wrinkled and sagged. In the mirror, she saw the reflection of an old, haggard woman. The charm, the source of all her power and success, had turned against her with a vengeance. The physical decay was only the beginning. Every single night, the real terror began. As she lay helpless and paralyzed in her bed, Sofi was visited by the ghost of the Sinden she had seen during the ritual. But now, the spirit was no longer just watching. It was enraged, its eyes burning a fiery red. The ghost would hover over her, its silent presence a form of relentless psychological torment. Sofi couldn't scream, couldn't move, couldn't do anything but lie there and endure the silent, hateful glare of the spirit she had bound to her soul. This went on for days. When Laya finally came to check on her, she was horrified by what she saw. Laya instantly recognized the signs of a broken taboo and quickly pieced together the betrayal. It had to be Joni's cake. It was the only explanation. It contained the forbidden banana. Laya acted fast. She arranged for Sofi to be taken back to East Java immediately for the removal of the Susuk. But when they arrived, they learned that the original MBA had passed away. Fortunately, MBA's assistant was still there and agreed to perform the cleansing ritual. The removal was more agonizing than the insertion. Using a rough coconut husk as a medium to draw out the magic, the assistant began to pull the charms from her body. Sofi screamed in a way she never had before, feeling an immense supernatural pain as the golden slivers were ripped from her flesh. When it was over, she was left exhausted, weak, and scarred, but she was finally clean. Sofi left the world of Batam's nightlife behind forever. She returned to a simple life. At first, she struggled to find work. Her reputation had been shattered and her health was fragile. But eventually, she found peace working as a simple office administrator. Her salary was small, just enough to get by, but the terrifying power, the crushing jealousy, and the nightly specters were gone. Sofi learned the hardest lesson of all. Instant wealth built on dark promises always comes with a debt that must eventually be paid. And sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a knife or a gun, but something as simple as a piece of cake. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of Sofi's story in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true horror stories. See you next time.